Are you doing this
and start the recording.
introduction now or not?
No, be my guest. Be my guest.
Okay, okay. Don't interrupt me this
I,
time.
I won't. It's all you.
You know I don't take that lightly. Okay, breathe in. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this quarterfinal of Go4LoL this beautiful Saturday, the 26th of February, with me, Spazzy, and you are,
I'm but I love you.
yeah, three butts and one I love you. That's the way to roll. We are looking at TGF versus Books Are Cool. We've been following Books Are Cool this entire tournament, and they've been doing a great job, especially that Nidalee top. And they also had a Malphite who's been doing good in the jungle. But this game, we are going to see an Odur versus TGF, a more known team. Don't you
Yeah,
agree?
Team Green Forest. I've cast a match of theirs in the past. It's gonna be a really good match to see. I expect it to go definitely head to head this entire time. Cannot wait. And by the way, you forgot to mention someone else who was casting. You forgot Planty.
Oh my God, Planty's there, obviously. Here he is. Oh, yes.
You know
No
you
one should be disappointed.
you make me want to go get a plant. Like not gonna lie, to like have like a sidekick too.
I'm telling you, man, it's not you cannot go wrong with your own Planty. It's
I want
just,
a Venus flytrap though, because I love those for some reason. Those are like my favorite plants.
oh,
I used to
we
like
all,
I used to go out and kill flies and feed it to them. Like seriously.
yeah, they are extremely cool for sure. I'm just gonna run through the bans and picks real
Thank you.
quick. We had
Appreciate
some
that.
technical issues. So from TGF, we saw a Shen, a Karthus, and something else that I don't recall right now. That's professional for you. And on Books Are Cool side, we saw what was it again? God, I'm forgetting everything. I actually had it. I had it just then. That's why I asked to do it.
That's
What
why
was
we're
it?
borderline professional.
Yes, that's what we're talking about right there. I do believe we saw a Rammus ban. Shyvana was definitely banned, and I think we saw a Morgana ban as well.
Oh, cool. One thing I'm seeing right
Uh,
here is that sorry, but Mundo's running exhaust. I love that. I love when you see champions who run like balls to the wall, all in kind of summoners. I love that.
Leaving the flash is what you mean?
Yeah, like not having flash.
Yeah,
Like it's just
yeah,
so ballsy, and I love it.
definitely. If he goes into a lane where they know that the opponent doesn't have flash to gank and he can get that exhaust off, it's definitely going to be a kill. I just have the feeling.
Well, I meant more towards just the Mundo not having flash. It's just like because typically when I jungle, I run like Nocturne with no flash. It's just you. I don't know. I just like it. Sorry, I don't know. I just love it. Koala, you
You
have
just like the
respect.
personality behind it, don't you?
Koala has respect for me. And one thing I guess we can say is that John is running CV. We have yet to see. Actually, no. I think we saw that one match, the very first match there was CV, or was it the second? But we
Do you
don't really
think that
see it
has
too
something to
often.
do with the fact that it's Odir in the jungle?
Um, I honestly don't know. It's they have such a really high DPS team with Casson and Ribbon and Corky, and they have like a really good ability to Ribbon can do a really good job keeping people off Casson and Corky with his stun, as well as John to knock people away. So Casson can jump in, do a lot of damage, Ribbon can stun, and then Casson can get right out. Um, I don't know. They might actually want to be a little aggressive in terms of the level one fight. They maybe want to see where Books Are Cool are going to kind of not get caught as Books Are Cool did last game, where Alistair did get caught in the enemy jungle and just taken out for that first blood. But other than that, I don't know. It's really interesting to see though. CV. A lot of people don't take it too much anymore.
Yeah, that's cool. I also am gonna point out that I'm seeing a Kassadin and I'm seeing a Riven, and I'm just thinking if those characters get a couple of kills,
Oh yeah.
it's just two champions that I just feel like, ugh, it's such an annoyance if they get a bit ahead. Kassadin, obviously a very potent ganker, can rift walk over those walls and just get in there and pwn your face. And Riven, once you get beefy enough, it's just such a big annoyance in the team fight. Like for MF, for instance, if she doesn't have the flash, Riven can just completely zone her out of the fight if she's beef enough.
I'm actually expect.
But we,
I'm actually sorry, curious to see is that they have NF has some really good protection with Alistair and Nadir. Yeah, it's gonna be really hard to get through them to get to her. If they do a really
yeah,
good job, keeping that Cassidy, busy, keeping that Riven busy, MF can just go to town on the enemy or on the other team. And what's really interesting to see is that they don't that TGF doesn't really have a strong initiate. They just don't have a strong way of getting in. They just have kind of a semi kite team with some damage. Like they try to want to drag on the fight as long as possible, And by having an Alistair Nadir who can flash in and stun people, knock up people, you know, it'd be really interesting to see how much of an advantage they have in terms of fights.
Yeah, and also I'm curious how top lane is gonna go. Nidalee versus Riven. Personally, I would find it very hard to go against Riven as Nidalee, but then again, I'm not the best Nidalee player. We're seeing an invasion here early on, and as you can see, we mentioned the the earlier games we did, no one was actually guarding their red, whereas here we can see that Mundo is just standing there, keeping complete vision, and Janna has actually placed down a ward at their blue, so they are definitely going to go for some kind of an invasion here.
If you looked at all of Team Green, or sorry, not Team Green Force, Books Are Cool has boots minus Alistair. It's kind of cool if you look at the items. But yeah, John is doing a really good job. She really wants to prevent any buffs being taken away from her team. So there's a really nice ward on blue. And we see Alistair leading the charge here. Mundo is going to spot it and run away. And it looks like their team will be getting out here. And nothing will be happening. And wow, Alistair actually jumping in and exhausting, trying to get that knock up on the Mundo, knowing he does not have an escape. But Mundo does exhaust him, Alistair back, and he is able to run away. So 2 exhausts are now down, as well as Alistair's flash. And it looks like they still want to engage. It looks like this John is actually all by herself. Does get exhausted by Nidalee. Also getting a really nice knock-up onto her. And Udyr doing some really heavy damage with his Phoenix stance. And Nidalee does pick up that early first blood. Really a miscommunication a little bit on part of Jonna, where she kind of ran the wrong way and ended up getting caught. But a really good job by Books Are Cool to notice that and kind of play on it and make something happen.
Yeah, I'm surprised that TGF did not move in for any of the characters that popped up in front of their very eyes, but I guess they were just a bit hesitant, and I don't think they wanted to just go in blindly either. But yeah, very, very well played, taking advantage of the fact that Janna was out of position, and now we are going to see Udyr grabbing some nice advantage in the jungle, starting off a bit earlier than Mundo. Mundo is just now starting off at his wolves, and he's actually doing a good job there. Mundo is very strong at clearing those, and then he's just going to move out to the blue. But yeah, that is definitely a good start for Books Are Cool.
Yeah, Mundo is, I mean, even though he did get set a little back right there, he still is extremely fast in the jungle. And as long as he can, get on in his groove, he should be fine. He should be able to keep up in pace with Udyr. Maybe not like right off the bat, but he should slowly catch up to him. And since there's a lot of CEDs down, Mundo doesn't have exhaust, Alistair doesn't have flash or exhaust, MF doesn't have, actually sorry, Nidalee doesn't have exhaust. We should see some like really interesting ganks happening here, where Alistair, if Mundo was to come down there, he would have no way of getting away. And he did have wards. I just didn't notice it originally. But I would hope to see Mundo coming down there, trying to maybe pick up the early gank on Alistair. And we are seeing some early game aggression here on this Corki. And this Corki might go down here. Wow, heavy damage from MF and Alistair. Corki not having any way of healing or having any heals for him. He was put out, caught off guard a little bit there. And I was really surprised to see that kill happen. Wow, and he still had heal up, but he didn't pop it, assuming he was safe. But MF did flash in for that extra hit.
Reaction as well. There must have been a crit, at least one crit from MF there. And that Q, we were talking about earlier, that she is such a strong early game champion. And if you manage to utilize it the way that they did right here, that is just beautiful.
Well, I'm trying to think. I don't believe she crit unless she is running crit runes, because they did take out crit in the offensive tree. And it would be interesting to see if she does have blue crit runes. It looks like she is running MR, though, for blues. And she is running armor runes as well. But, I mean, still, that's just MF early game. That's why she's, like, one of the strongest, if not the strongest, ADs, pre-level 6. Is because of her auto attack and then her double down right after that, mixed in with her W, which is, in pure shots. It stacks for so much damage.
Yeah, I'm just curious again on the runes, because Corki does have about 10 more AD than MF has, and that makes me question if he is in fact running crit runes. And we are going to see some crazy stuff going on here in the jungle. Udyr is trying to counter a bit, but not going to be able to, and he's going to play it safe now. A ward going down by Mundo there beautifully in the river, so they are going to have good vision there if Udyr tries something fishy. Meanwhile, I just want to grab a little attention to mid. I really think that Siggs should try his best to poke down Kassadin now, because the longer it's gonna, the closer he's gonna get to 6, and when he gets his Rift Walk and everything, the harder it's gonna be for Siggs. And I really think that Siggs should try and grab the early game advantage here.
We see Mundo actually coming in here for a gank on the Ziggs, but Phantom is actually playing really smart, trying to stick to where his team has it warded. He knows that Mundo cannot potentially come from bottom or from lower river, so he's staying more heavily towards that side. And Mundo actually is coming in right now, and Phantom should be able to get away. Kessin does not have level 6 yet, So he will just be able to run away. Mundo, oh, really good job by John to get that CB down to see Udyr coming. Mundo knowing that doesn't want to chase anymore and does back off as well. And you were mentioning about Corki, how he does have more AD than MF. And that's mostly due to the fact, sorry, see a little engage here. Alistair actually engaging onto him again. And he's taking some heavy damage again, but he does find a Valkyrie away. But what's really strong with Corki Janna, like, whenever you have a Janna, you want to run heavy AD runes. Because with her shield, you can really put out a lot of hurt early on and really kind of, push him out of lane, even if they're, supposedly stronger than you in composition. So he's really trying to maximize, the amount of AD he can get from shield and really try to push him out. And we see Fragnetic actually running, I believe, armor Quince as well. He's running armor yellows and armor Quince. He has 55 armor, so he's able to take this harass from Corki, even with the amount of AD he has. So it was really strong on Alistair's part to run those runes for this.
Yeah, definitely. Nellie's coming back from her first trip to the pool, grabbing Ninja Tabby. Doran's played there, a couple boots in another ward. And yeah, Ninja Tabby obviously a good choice against Riven to neglect some of that damage. So far, I think it's been pretty safe up top there. I haven't been looking too much on it, but I really thought that Riven would be more aggressive on the Nidalee.
Yeah, it really depends a little bit on what. Actually, sorry, we see Mundo coming here at bottom lane trying to get some early aggression here. Janna does get the slow on Alistair and the knock-up, and Mundo does land his cleaver, of course. Alistair flashing, knocking up all three of them, and pushing Corki out, trying to get that kill on him. Fragnetic will go down here, as Phantom does come in from mid lane to try to help out. He is level 6, so he will be able to poof down this Corki if he can land everything, but he does miss his minefield and his Q, and now he keeps Janna knocked out, but he is going to go down here to Mundo's cleaver. Really good job. I was really surprised to see Alistair kind of flash and engage that, and now we see Cassidy coming in, missing his Force Pulse, but does land his Q. MF should be able to escape. Mundo taking some heavy damage from tower, almost going down if MF would have landed one more attack. Wow, that was quite an engage there.
MF is going to have to get out of there now because Cassidy is coming in with minions. No idea why she's staying right now. This is not a good idea at all.
Well, she can't really run away, unfortunately.
I guess, but
oh,
she's going to try and make a run for it, yeah. I think that MF could have done a bit better positioning there in that fight. I really think that both teams played very well there, and especially TGF there come out a bit ahead. But MF's positioning was really not. I think she was a bit surprised by the fact that Corki came flying back to her, and she was actually a bit too close to Mundo to be potent enough. And Mundo obviously does have that exhaust, so he really neglected a lot of damage there.
Yeah.
We are going to see some action out of the blue, and Nidalee taking some damage from Cassidy. Cassidy is going to go out and wait for cooldowns. So Udyr here is very bossy. Janna interrupting with that whirlwind, and Corki now putting some nice shredding armor on him and doing some nice damage. That ignite is going to make him go down, and they're just going to push them back now, securing this blue. They might even pursue here, but no, they're going to go back and just secure that blue for Cassidy. Cassidy really needs it due to his riftwalk can be very, very pricey. And they are not done here. They really want to invade this blue. They really want to make something happen.
Yeah, they really want to prevent Cassidy from getting this blue to start, because he can start roaming really heavily, and Alistair getting a really nice suck on Mundo, and Phantom picks up that kill onto him. Riven missing his her stun onto Krux and Phantom, and now Corki overextending a little bit with his Valkyrie, just have to, or is forced to flash from the well, and Riven still being aggressive, gets a stun onto two of Books Are Cool, sorry, and Alistair here trying to chase down his Cassidy as well as Krux, and they will pick up the blue buff. Wow, it's ended up actually working out for them.
So well played there, so well played. You saw Corki going very aggressive on Nidalee, who he thought was out of position. Nidalee just jumped from the wall, Corki back Valkyrie after he realized, oops, I shouldn't be here, and just had to flash back out. He couldn't do any damage, and then Riven was overextended, and then we're just min-maxing that so beautifully. Very well done, and then up there, being able to put as much damage as possible up there, and they focused down each charge individually, and it was just, yeah, that was beautiful, well played.
Sorry to interrupt, but I'm actually hearing that the call quality is going to crap for Skype, so I'm going to recall you real quickly. So give me 1 second. Sorry to everyone watching. I don't know what happened, but 1 second.
Is it better now?
No, it is not. It is actually worse.
Okay, then. Look internally if it's me.
Yeah, I don't know if someone's lagging, or I don't know if you're lagging or I'm lagging, but the quality is a little meh. It sounded good to me, but I was hearing from people that it did not sound good in general.
Okay.
Oh, there, it sounds good to me. Hopefully it's fixed. So we'll just go back to casting this real quick, I guess. Actually,
yes.
I need to actually alt tab for something, unfortunately. because my League of Legends automatically goes down because of Skype, which is stupid. All right, back in the game. Let's do this.
Cool. So
Borderline
like I was saying, just
professional.
semi-professional at all times. Yeah, like I was saying, that team fight was just beautiful, and I big kudos to Books Are Cool here because they did so well in that team fight. I really thought it was since Audio went down so early, I thought it was a very rough situation for them, but they pulled it out nicely. And Nidalee is now going to invade a bit. I don't think she can do much against that Mundo with red buff. She's just going to pop her head in there and say hello and maybe do something. And now she's coming in mid in Cougar form, and Kassadin obviously does have that leap up. I love the damage Nidalee is doing. She's doing some very nice damage.
Yeah, we've seen quite consistent play for. Oh wow, the proof on the Cassidon almost gets the kill. The
Ooh.
Cassidon's passive just saves him so hard right there.
I'm telling you what, if that would have hit, it would have been a huge poof in the Skype here. Sound quality bad or not, it would have been there.
But yeah, that Nidalee has been doing really well in every game so far. She's been roaming quite a bit, really trying to stop lagging, but you can't hear him. I'm hearing, sorry. She's done a really good job in every game so far that he's played in Italy. He's been roaming around. He's been pushing his lane consistently. He's really been there for the fights he's needed to be there and to help his team to win. And we actually see that Books Are Cool actually left the 2 minions up on TGS blue, so now Kassadin is going to be even farther behind in terms of getting that blue buff to be able to provide any harass onto Ziggs. And Italy just going to town on Riven at top.
Yeah, she's playing very well, using all those abilities correctly, and there are a lot of them on Nidalee. I don't know if you have any experience playing her. I have minor experience, but she is a very hard champion to master efficiently. So we're really seeing some great Nidalee gameplay here on top, and that is just always a feast for the eye.
And we see,
Meanwhile, bottom
yeah.
Mundo is trying to do something sneaky there. He's standing there with the red buff. Is he going to try and move in for a frontal engagement here? Maybe Cork is trying to bait our Alistar. That is always what he's trying to do. And there he comes in and taking some turret aggro, popping that ultimate just to be safe. Mundo going directly for MF, missing the cleaver, but not right now. He's just going to slow down that Alistar, waiting for that ultimate to wear off. Exhaust to that, and he's going to try and flash out. And here comes Six in order to save him. And that was just a very very well baited engagement from Corky, I say. And it's just so easy to fall to that stuff because you act so, what's it called? You act so on instinct when you see an 80 carry solo on bot lane. You just go for it, and they were just waiting there. So that was well played.
And I want to point out that it looks like John is actually DC'd or something.
Oh no, not again.
Yeah, before that fight actually happened, and it looks like the call still hasn't been fixed. So I'm going to call you back one more time after we see this Nidalee diving this Riven up on top. She does exhaust him and goes in for the kill onto him. Riven getting a really nice stun onto her and does get the Ignite to make her get away, and he can hit his ulti on her to kill her, but he does barely miss that. Looks like she will be going in for the kill here if Riven extends any bit, and she might actually hit the spear for the kill if she can land it. It'd be really cool to see a spear kill.
Yeah.
And she... Oh, poof! Here goes a poof! Oh! Just that Ziggs isn't level 11 yet to get those kills, but let me restart this call again, unfortunately. Hopefully he'll fix it for sure this time. I'm sorry, everyone. Actually, sorry, Cassidon's going on Ziggs. Ziggs will be going down here to that Ignite. Mundo popped his ulti to try to chase him, and Ziggs getting a really nice dodge on that cleaver, but Cassidon does pick up that kill, Rift walking onto him, and Udera does pick up that kill onto Mundo, and will be chasing that Cassidon. And it looks like Jonna has reconnected, so it looks like she actually was DC'd, and hopefully that'll fix things out for them. So let me restart this call real quick. Let me call it back.
And I'm here.
Okay, hopefully that fixed it. Yeah, I'm not sure yet, but we did see some action on bottom. Corky is really low. MF is trying to push that lane out with bullet time, so Alistar can actually dive that Corky if he wanted to. Mundo is nowhere to be seen, so Corky is pushing that lane, does have to flash to get away, and they should be able to get this tower really low at bottom. Let me fix the sounds on League of Legends again because Windows 7 is quite annoying. And there we go, and hopefully everything is good now. Sorry about that. So yeah, they will pick up this bottom tower. And Dragon should be
in Skype now and showing my picture to everyone.
Yeah,
It's just embarrassing.
It's okay. People want to see it. They want to see planting. It's okay. It's okay.
True.
But yeah, Dragon will be coming up really soon, so we should see a decent fight here. I would expect Nilly to kind of come down as well to make sure to secure this because they do have a really nice gold advantage, about 5K at the moment. So they really kind of want to lengthen that lead. And I'm really surprised at how well Ziggs is doing in lane. He does have his new large rod. He's up to 165 or 166 AP now, and this Cassidon's kind of being bossed around a little bit.
I'm very surprised to see that as well. It's like Personally, as 6, I do have some trouble with Kassadin once he hits a couple of levels, but he's been playing really well, and obviously also supporting his lane with that ultimate to his best extent. But yeah, they are going for Dragon right now, and this should really be a fight, even though they are ahead in gold a bit. I really would like to see some sort of team fight here because they do have the setup strong enough to counter it. Alistar going in there, 6 using his ultimate on Mundo there, and he is going to get focused down. Not much they can do about that, but ooh, it's actually going to be close on Janna healing him up. Odir here taking a lot of punishment, as he should do, since he's tanking, and he's doing a good job actually. And yeah, very well played. They were not there in time. Do you think they had a timer on it?
I believe they did. It's just that they couldn't really fight it. It felt like they just didn't have the comp at the moment. Like they weren't even in position for it. I just saw, I believe Kassadin or Corki was in base actually coming down, so it was like a 3-on-4 for most of that time. And we see Kassadin here trying to go on his Nidalee, and Nidalee going really low. Riven going in, getting a nice stun on Nidalee, does pick up that kill. And Nidalee, I don't know where she was jumping to, but that unfortunately did cause her demise. Yeah, W bugged. I've heard about that quite often, where it makes you jump the wrong way, unfortunately. But that is a death.
I probably wouldn't have saved her, though. I think she was in a very bad position there, and Kassadin did a good job jumping back and forth and getting her low, and Riven popped her ultimate and went in there. And obviously another blue is going to go for 6.
Yeah, I'm actually sorry. I'm actually getting told now that your audio is really low, so let me try turning you up real quick.
Okay, then. I can move a bit closer to my mic as well.
Oh my god, you're so loud now, but it sounds so sexy.
I can go into a bit more softer voice and talk like this.
Actually, if you can move back from your mic, that'd be perfect. A little, just a little bit.
Just over here should be good. Alistar moving in there top. Kassadin can jump up, but taking a lot of damage from that turret and his abilities. So they are going to keep that safe, not losing that turret yet. Is Corki going to grab their blue? He is.
Yeah, Kassadin's actually a top right now, and they don't want to have a chance, not knowing where Udyr is, to be taking that blue away from Kassadin. So they just want to make sure it goes on Solar on their team, and Riven being super aggressive on Nidalee, doing a lot of damage onto her. And he does have that red buff, so he could potentially kill her here. At least he can keep her within his range. But it looks like he might need to back up here a little bit. They do not have, or he does not have any wards in River, so he kind of is out there kind of blind.
I don't realize when Riven got 1 level ahead of Nidalee. I obviously haven't been keeping complete track of what's going on top, but I thought Nidalee was keeping that under control, and now Riven is 1 level ahead. She must have had that lane a bit solo a while back.
Yeah, Nidalee actually left top lane to help out mid and bottom for that first dragon, so Riven kind of got ahead a little bit in terms of levels, but in terms of overall, Books Are Cool are still ahead, even though Nidalee is behind in a level. Like the support she did by coming down far outweighed, being out-leveled by 1 level.
Yeah, Mundo's heading up towards the river. They did have a...
Actually, check out middle. We see Alistar getting a really nice flash engage onto Janna, and he does get that kill onto her with a nice poof from Ziggs, which you miss, unfortunately.
Damn it, man.
But MF did pick up that kill, does have her IE now. Corki still working towards that Bloodthirster, so he is a little bit behind, actually quite a bit behind. And Books Are Cool are really starting to take advantage of this game. They're really pushing their advantage right here. We see Alistar engaging on the Mundo and Riven, but his team can't really back him up right now since they're kind of split with the Corki sitting in that Wraith bush and nearly coming down as well. And it looks like nearly kind of maybe wants to go in for this, but Kassadin is coming in from behind them. They don't have any sight besides that 1 ward. Sorry, they do have 2 wards. They actually have a Wraith ward. Never mind. So it looks like Kassadin just trying to use a little bit of poke, saying, "Hey, Udyr, follow me," and he is doing that. He's being taunted by Kassadin.
Yeah, I love how aggressive Books Are Cool are right now, and they should be. And I also love the positioning from Kassadin. It really could be anyone's game still. I really think that next team fight could settle a lot of things and really put one team ahead a bit. But it's going to be very interesting because it's such a tricky initiation for them, since they have Janna, very disruptive against them, and they have Corki with Valkyrie, and they obviously have Kassadin against them, who can just jump back and forth and be really hard to focus down if they don't get a hard CC.
Oh! Sorry, I know why. You're suppressed. Oh my gosh. I just figured out why. Sorry, that should be better. Sorry about that. Wow.
Okay, cool.
I really need to figure out how to turn that off, because Skype turned down XSplit sounds, so that's why everything was quiet. Okay, well hopefully that is fixed.
Awesome.
Oh my god, sorry. Yeah, you really helped me with that. So I get that fixed. And Nidalee, she's doing what she does best. She's been doing this every day. Just pushing that top lane, forcing 2 or 3 members of the opposing team to kind of deal with her. And Riven will be coming up here. She does have that nice trap placement to see him coming. He gets a really nice spirit onto him. I don't think she'll be able to kill him. She's just going to back out. And Mundo is coming in, or was coming in around the tri-bush to kind of cut her
he's
off.
just giving up that because he can't really catch her. He's not confident that he can. But what happened in mid is going to go a little poof go down there, and no, it's not going to be a kill. But what happened in mid was Kassadin went for MF, a slightly overextended. That's just what you need as a Kassadin to go in and just put a lot of damage onto him. And MF had to recall, getting away luckily on like 5 HP there, and Alistar really saved her. Nidalee going very ballsy in there. That was a huge mistake, and obviously they are going to try and capitalize on it, but they're actually going back in. Janna trying to use her Monsoon to keep her allies up, and that almost turned into a 1v1 death, but yeah, Kassadin just around 100 HP there.
Yeah, that Janna getting off a really clutch shield there to protect him and the Monsoon to keep him healed up. That was a really good job. That was a really good play by Pinku.
What was Nidalee doing there? What happened?
Maybe she wanted to engage from behind and have them, kind of sandwich him in. Maybe it was a little miscommunication on that part, but I'm not sure. Besides that, what went down there? And I'm kind of sad at the lack of poofs this game.
We'll try and see if we get one more before it's over. I'm hoping we will. Dragon is up. I do believe that Books Are Cool are going to go for this. They really should. Yeah, you can see that 2 of the TGF players are actually grabbing the red right now. Again, questioning the fact that they do have timer on it, and or they might have timer on it, but just feel like we can't contest this because right now we're in a bad position. Actually, getting a turret though, so yeah, the turret mid falls.
And I want to point out the ward. Look at the ward coverage for Books Are Cool right now. They have wards everywhere. They have wards in all of TGF's bottom jungle. They don't have as much in top jungle, but they just are completely controlling that side of the map and making sure they get every dragon they need. And Riven does pick up that top tower, but just that amount of ward control. And Alistar does have an Oracle, so he is preventing a lot of ward coverage and map sight to TGF.
Yeah, the blue is going to go to Books Are Cool as payment for that turret top, though. And yeah, Kassadin has not been able to keep that blue. It's been on Corki because Kassadin was top, and now it's going to Odir because it's invading very beautifully. We're using those wards that you mentioned, and it's just not really going to Kassadin a lot, which is... I mean, yes, Kassadin can be effective, but that blue buff is just so huge in terms of cooldowns. And he doesn't really have any cooldown right now, so yeah.
It looks like Pinku actually missed this ward here. The ward right above her, she actually kind of walked right by it and does not notice it.
Wow. That's unfortunate.
Kassadin is really far behind at the moment. He should have at least a catalyst at this point, and because he really needs that Rod of Ages to have the amount of mana he needs to be consistent during a team fight. Stacking rift blocks and landing onto the enemy team. But he's just really far behind at the moment. He does have 104 CS, which isn't too bad, but he still is 42 CS behind Ziggs, who already has his death cap. So.
Yeah, I don't know where it happened either. I don't know where Kassadin started to fall behind. I don't know.
Oh, wow,
we're going to see some poke here from Ziggs. Wow, he's knocking 2 of them back. They're beautiful. The poof is going to miss, but Mundo is way out of position. That Ignite's going to go down and secure that kill. Alistar popping his ultimate, moving in, and they are going to get Janna with that Oracle. That is a beautiful kill. MF grabbing a double kill there. Awesome. Wow, that was a great Ziggs ultimate. Ziggs initiation with a Satchel Charge, which is a very hard skill shot to land. It does have, first you have to toss it in there, then you have to activate it, and it's very hard to get it positioned correctly, but he actually zoned out half their team using that, and that was well done. Now they are going to go for this Baron, and we are going to see if Kassadin is going to try and get a steal going. I don't think they have vision right now. Well, they do not have vision, no, but they are going to try and do something, not able to pick that up, and now we see Books Are Cool with Baron, and they are going to try and move for even more kills here. That spear shot is going to hit Riven and doing some nice damage there. That was well played. That was very well played by Ziggs, and yeah.
Ziggs definitely set that up. That was a really good minefield he put behind 3 people onto TGF. He really separated them out, and then with the Satchel Charge, he further separated them, and Alistar actually tried to flash in to kind of follow up on that and get another knockup, but that was just really well played by Phantom to really kind of lengthen their lead, and now they have Baron. They're almost 10k gold up. They're in a really good position right now to take this game.
Yeah. Did you notice the position of his ultimate as well? It was actually right where he landed his Satchel Charge, which meant that not only did he punt the Mundo to the left, closer to the Baron, but he also dropped out that ultimate, and that green field of doom is going to make all of them just back off and go, okay, sorry Mundo, you are dead.
Yeah, really good job by separating them out. Really, really well played. Fans were doing really well this entire game, being really,
Absolutely.
really aware where Cassidy is, who can easily, go MIA and gank a lane without, before you can notice, just because of his ability to rift walk everywhere. Ooh, and
Yeah,
we'll
it's gonna be.
let's look at CS and items real quick,
Yeah.
because I mean there is a huge gold difference, and it really makes effect on items. And we see Alistair with boots and ability again, and
Yeah.
Shurelya's as well. So he has a really strong initiate. He can pop the Shurelya's with his boots and ability active and just catch them off guard. We see Nidalee actually going a frozen mallet here. That's actually an interesting item. I haven't honestly been paying attention too much to what Nidalee's been going these past games, but it's a really cool item. You see Casson here engaging onto MF, trying to get that kill on him, and MF, wow, barely does get picked up by Cassidy, and we see a nice poof from Ziggs as well, doing some heavy damage on the Riven and Cassidy. And Corki does get exhausted as also gets a nice knock up on the Riven and Cassidy, and Johnny getting a really nice knock up onto him as well. Corki does get stunned by Udyr and goes down to him as well. And Udyr and Nidalee are kind of just chasing this team away, 2v3. And Mundo is getting really low as well as Nidalee, as well as Janna. And Udyr is just tanking that tower with Nidalee
Oh, well
flashing,
played.
pick up that kill on Mundo. Janna goes down as well, and Riven might go down here as well to Nidalee. So that was almost an
Oh,
ace.
clutch heal.
And we see at
Clutch heal
bottom,
as well.
we see at bottom, Ziggs almost caught that Cassidy. He just backed just in time. I would expect that to pretty much be game now. They should be able to pick up this inhib turret and as well as the inhib, even though they are kind of low. Alistair's heals are really strong as well as in Italy. And now
Did you see
it's,
Alistar's health go back and forth there? That was just beautiful when he was taking the turret aggro.
yeah, that was a really, the amount of
Cassidy
heals
there
they
on a
have.
desperate attempt to just, try and disrupt them. And he's actually gonna get away. And now he actually baited Nidalee into that kill. Whoa, that spear shot almost got him down. Wow, that is so close. Is Nidalee actually gonna get away once more like he's been doing this entire game? Yes, he is. She realize is getting activated and she's gonna get away. Awesome stuff. That is so annoying seeing an enemy running away like that when you think you have the kill. But they managed to save the inhibitor, so that is great stuff. And yeah, I really think that even though they lost that team fight, TGF and Cassidy in particular did a good job initiating there, and they actually managed to drop MF. So that did a lot of it, and now MF is going to disrupt Mundo here. Not a good job
MF needs
staying
to
though,
get
because
out.
here comes Cassidy. Yeah, sure, go on.
Oh no, go ahead. He's taking some heavy damage. And Phantom Lord getting a nice poof on the Cassidy, getting Mundo really
Yay!
low. Wow, really
Woo!
good. MF was really overextended there, but there's a really good job by Phantom. As we were saying earlier, just his awareness is really shining through this game. He saw MF pushing, he knew that their blue was up, and he supported them, just bursting down that cast in a matter of seconds. And Dragon is up as well. And with Mundo being down, they should be able to pick up this Dragon and put them even farther ahead in terms of gold.
Yeah.
This game is just slipping out of TGF's hands. They really need to kind of focus up. They need to let their outer towers fall, and just kind of D up and hopefully get a really nice engage. I would expect a really nice Janna ult to kind of separate Bookcircle's team. Can really set the tone for a comeback. Like if she can knock anyone squishy into her own team, will really be
Yeah.
helpful as well.
Yeah, but still, she is definitely going to go down with that, and that is a deal that she probably doesn't want to take. But yeah, that would definitely be good, but it's so hard to pull off, especially with Alistar there or Deer with stuns and knockups, and oh god, that is so annoying for her.
Right.
But yeah, that's very common what we saw there when MF and the Ziggs picked up their blue. It's just very common after you push the lane, after you've done a Baron fight and stuff like that, that you go for the buffs. Oh, Alistar getting caught here by Cassidy trying to clear that ward. Is that Oracle going to go down? No, he's going to pop like she realized, and that ultimate and going to be safe once more. He's just
Yeah,
going to walk out of there.
as we see, like the map vision that TGF is lacking at the moment, they could have chased Alistair. They would have been fine, but they don't have the vision on the map currently to see that. That they could have did that. They had no idea where Udyr was. They had no idea where Ziggs was. So they could have, they were thinking that they were being baited into a trap when actually they would have had that easy kill on Alistair and denied that Oracle's and that 400 gold off of him.
Yeah, and again, we're seeing some beautiful ward placement, getting the entire southern jungle covered by wards, so they know exactly if someone is moving there, so they can make a play. And as well, the top jungle is going to get even more warded now when Alistar is moving in. He's got 3 in his inventory. He's going to use them here and just get complete vision everywhere. And this is just to make sure that when we make the engagement, he thinks that we're not going to make a clumsy engage. We're going to know where they are and how they are. How they are stacked up. I don't know even what I'm talking about because it's getting late and this is not my you just take over, man. I'm gonna have a sip of my coffee.
Oh, coffee now. Wow, you upgraded from tea. But yeah, I'm kind of like curious why books are cool is awarding so much. I mean, it's really good for vision, but they have such an advantage right now in terms of gold that, it's really. Oh wow, sorry. We see Cassidy jumping on that MF, and MF just retaliating with so much damage. Ziggs getting a really nice soft charge away, and he
Oh,
led.
beautiful.
Wow, he led that Cassidy with his Q, with his bouncing bomb, and Cassidy just walked right into it going down. And they will be able to pick up
Yes.
this inhibitor without being contested. And they should be able to pick up the middle inhibitor as well. And that is most likely a GG because Baron will be coming up in about 30 seconds or 45 seconds. So they will easily be able to pick that up since lanes will be pushing against them. And just wow. I mean, like I was saying, like they're warding so much in their jungle that it's kind of confusing in terms of like they have a stronger team fight at the moment. They don't really need to be warding that much, but I guess they really don't want to get caught off guard because TGF is an experienced team. Like they still could come back if they pick it up and catch Books Are Cool off guard. I mean, Books Are Cool is kind of like a newer team. They've been around for I think a couple months maybe. So
Take a look at what they're doing here, though. They're just baiting them for Baron, just going to catch them out here. Janna is just not in a good position right now, trying to flash, trying to monsoon, but it's not going to be enough. That was just beautiful. I switched to the vision of TGF there to see what they were seeing, and they just saw the enemy team go into the jungle, clearing the wards, and, Baron was up, so they just had to go in there and try and disrupt them. But they were just chilling in that brush, just waiting for someone to come through. So well played there. And Nidalee is going to jump over the wall here probably and try and get into the Baron area. There you go. And wow, MF is critting down Kassadin and a little poof going down, but it's not going to be enough, but enough to zone out that Kassadin and just make him... Oh, Ziggs going a very ballsy move here. MF is going to have to flash after that to do some damage. This is a very clumsy engagement, I must say, but that damage is going to show and it's going to be enough for them to pick up a couple of kills. But my God, that was just not a good move. And Alistar here popping his Shurilas, trying to try and chase that Mundo down, getting that Polarize in there. Odir is going to follow that up with his stun. He's going to go down here for sure. But wow, what happened there? MF just flashed after that Sig who jumped over the wall. Why did they do that? They had a safe Baron. They had everything safe.
I don't know. That was really interesting. Maybe they're afraid of Corki stealing it, and maybe Ziggs thought he got casted low enough that he could go in there and burst him down, but he kind of just went in there all alone. I mean, I don't know. That Alistair could have, W'd over the wall to catch up to him to help him out, but that was just a really ballsy engage. He barely got away from the initial fight with, 1 bar of health, sub 100 health.
Take a look at the super minions mid though. It's they're just destroying 2 turrets there. Meanwhile, Alistar, Odir, and Nidalee is pushing the last bit of the inhibitor here. And I just got to give a big kudos for TGF not giving up yet. It ain't over till the fat lady sings, as they say.
There's always room for big comebacks, and that's the thing about League of Legends. It's about who makes the most mistakes. Like if you can make your play as perfect as possible, you will come out with the win. And Books Are Cool can still make a really crucial mistake that could mess them up. Like they could get East here trying to get this Nexus down, and TGF could push down that mid lane potentially if they can get their lanes pushed out enough to do that, to actually take down that inhibitor. But we see Nidalee and MF are actually going to be taking out Baron, and we see MF actually has a GA right now, just kind of making herself even more protected. What's the point of buying more damage when you could play a little safe, since you are pretty squishy, to make sure.
And this is my favorite AD late game build right here. You got your Infinity Edge, your Phantom Dancer, your Last Whisper in order to do insane damage to all the targets, and then just a GA on top of that. And now she can just pot up and get maybe more lifesteal or more attack speed, and that is just going to hurt on anyone who she chooses to attack. And now they're going to go in. Shurilas getting pop there, and they're just going to have to retreat into the base or fight here. And they are going to go for the fight, but Alistar is actually going for the base.
TGF's doing a ridiculous amount of damage.
Yeah, but he's just going to go for the Nexus and go for the win. You can see Fragnat there was just going in there and just, you keep them busy while I'll push the Nexus down, okay? And that's what they did. GG going down. What a game, man.
Yeah, that was... If you notice there, TGF did so much damage to Books Are Cool, and I thought that they actually had that fight there, but I didn't even notice that Alistair was pushed up against the Nexus trying to take it down. Unfortunately, it got taken out, but that could have been a huge turning point because people were just dropping left and right.
Yeah. I think, we get very focused on the health bars of the champion. I think they were all playing pretty cool, knowing that they would get the Nexus quite quickly. But yeah, what a game. Well played, and I really... I'm surprised. I'm still very, very surprised. I don't know where Kassadin got behind in this game.
I'm not really sure either. I think it had to do with him roaming around a little bit. I mean, pre-6, he is going to be a little squishy and be a little bit behind in CS. But he was unable to make that up. His ganks really just didn't come around to help out, or his, like the super safe plays. Oh, sorry. He wasn't able to get those ganks off that well. In other lanes, unfortunately, which he really needs to kind of catch back up from that early game. Fall behind that happens since he can't. Since he is a melee AP.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Wow. I'm gonna stop the recording on this one.